to this week's Talking Codswallop. I am Gemma.
And I'm not James, I'm Andy. Shit, that is. I thought you were going to say something. That's why I held back, sorry.
Okay. What you just did then, you moved far away from your microphone and then came back.
I did.
Yes, so don't do that again, okay? Let's start again.
I am... Okay, let me just handcuff myself to the chair.
Yeah.
Strap myself in. Right.
Nice creaky chair.
That's it. Hey, listen. This is what you get for a Jaffa cake.
Okay, we're not going to start again now. So, where's James this week?
Is he not emptying out the slop troughs at his glory hole shop?
He is. Yeah, I thought we weren't actually going to tell that because, yeah, he said that he had to sell the business. So I hope he kind of made a bit of a profit or whatever. But, yeah, there's a lot of clean up, isn't there?
There is. But still, he did say that he might have enough to open up a cottage cheese shop. So, you know.
And a Kleenex factory.
Mm-hmm.
Ever so soft.
Yeah. Natural vitamin E.
Yeah, a little bit sticky, but there we are. No, seriously, James isn't here this week, obviously, and he is hiding under the desk. No, he's working on a top secret project, which we did sort of talk about a little while ago. I can't remember how long it's been because it's been a month since I've recorded. So this is a welcome back episode. Woohoo! And James is not here, but the wonderful Andy is here. So thank you ever so much for again stepping in and filling the metaphorical shoes of James, not Andy.
I say I'm filling my own shoes. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, there you go then. Filling in with anything nice?
Well, my feet.
Oh, so no then.
You've been looking at my OnlyFans page again, haven't you?
Oh, I have, yeah. Who do you think is that one subscriber?
Well, I was hoping it was the future missus, but, you know, if I thought it was there, clearly I can't talk today.
I mean, that's a bit harsh. Yeah. Why do you not think I could be your future missus?
Oh, you broke up there.
No, we have. Oh, there you go, salty tadpoles. I've been friend-zoned.
Andy is reversing.
And Andy, I have to say, your audio sure sounds fine this week.
Are you sure it sounds fine? Are you sure?
Oh, I am. I go on Dorset. Yeah, sure sounds good.
Well, I hope so, because, I just got fed up of sounding like I was calling it in over the phone.
Yeah. So, yeah, Andy's gone out and he's brought himself a nice little treat of a lovely Shure microphone. So that's both me, Andy, and James, who uses a Shure microphone now.
Are you sure you're using Shure?
I sure am. Maybe that's what the episode's going to be called. Sure am.
Sure.
Yeah. But obviously it's about like the product. You know, they might sponsor us, you never know.
Keep name dropping them and the algorithms will pick it up.
Oh God, yeah. I hope so. Although you can never a chance on Twitter now, is it? I know you've not been on Twitter for donkeys, but it's all this blue tick malarkey and stuff like that. It's people on, if you're promoting stuff, people are like, oh well, I need to go out and get a blue tick and pay £8 a month or whatever. And it's we're not going to do that because I can't afford it. But the problem is that all the people with the blue ticks have like priority. So their tweets and stuff get seen more than people who don't have it. So it's kind of like, ugh. But then we have amazing people or amazing group like Podbean behind us who made us a featured podcast last month and for the entire month. So I'm so glad that we did those pre-recorded shows because otherwise that would have been quite embarrassing. But Yeah.
Wouldn't it just?
Yeah, definitely. So also, Salty Tadpoles just wanted to apologise for not having an episode last week. I mean, tough, but, basically what happened is that I couldn't count how many Sundays there were in April properly. I thought there was 4 as usual, but there was a 5th one that was sneaky. And so we hadn't prepped anything, and we were going to record last week, but I was just so bloody tired. So, ta-da! You got this one instead.
So, no, I was just about the blue tick. I was going to say, if you and James sacrificed one McDonald's breakfast a month between you, you could feed a blue tick for an entire month.
Yeah, but it's just the principle of the thing. I don't want to pay £8, you know?
You got to spend money to make money, my girl.
But the thing is that, is there any guarantee that it's actually going to make any difference? I mean, I don't know until I try, but I really don't want to, you know?
I know. But if you want to grow the podcast, you know.
I'll ever think about it. But then the other thing is that you've got the other side of the coin where people think, oh, the right idiot paying £8, like I would, paying £8 for this, you know, kind of thing. And it's like,
yeah, it depends exactly what you're going to get, but
yeah,
I have been following Twitter news on the sidelines, just laughing my arse off, going, ha, this is such a hot mess.
It definitely is. We've had people on our Facebook page try to hack us as well, you know, sending, doing the typical click this link to find out why Simon Cowell has been crying or whatever it was. And so I've had to put the Facebook group on, it's like protected sort of thing. So if anyone outside of the group messages, or if anybody wants to sort of join the group, they're vetted by me first, so
yeah.
They're at least protected now. So, we've got some wonderful, loyal, salty tadpoles in there. I don't want anyone to accidentally click something that I think they probably wouldn't, but, I don't want them to be bombarded or have to see it even. So, yeah.
The joys of social media, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, they think, oh, yeah, here's someone who wants to promote something. I know what I'll do. I'll just irritate the hell out of them.
I do love when you post on Instagram and then all the replies. Oh, promote it here, promote it there, promote it everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever seen that I respond with, no, fuck off, don't want to.
Promote this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stick it up your ass. So and then you got them creeping into your DMs, haven't you? Going, oh, such and such wants to engage with you. It's like, oh, well, I don't. Thank you ever so much.
They like a picture from 5 years ago.
Yes, yeah, that's the other thing as well. Although quite a lot of our pictures are pretty much the same. It's just the logo, but I have got a little bit more inventive over the years, so I think not too bad. It's a bit easier when there's we can use a picture, like if it's one of our celluloid Codswallop episodes or whatever, or there's a guest on, but trying to think of stuff to actually make a picture out when you're just sitting there rambling on about nothing. It's hard.
Why do you think I was, not enamoured with having to look after Insta?
No, I know. Well, to be fair, I still, Joanne is wonderful, and she still does the Instagram for us, like the posting it. Yeah, it's good. But the only thing is that I'm just still the one in the background who's doing the sort of artwork, and that's no reflection on Joanne. But it's just the fact that, it's like if we're gonna do something, I sync it up so that all three of us share the picture or whatever I've done. But so it's just easier, isn't it? But
yeah. So am I actually missing anything on social media? Is there a reason why I should come back?
No.
Or am I better off?
Yeah.
I feel better off. I feel richer for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, to be honest, you've been a lot happier since you haven't been on social media. So, and you're not missing anything at all. No.
Still the normal dramas.
Well, I to be honest, with the groups and stuff that I follow, I don't really see much drama. But then, for the most part, mine's kind of like, like networking with other podcasters and stuff like that. So, for the most part, it's okay. If I go searching, there is dramas, but I just don't go searching. Like, I don't watch the news.
I just got caught up in the proxy of other people retweeting and commenting on shit I just was not interested in, but Twitter just insisted that, oh, you must be interested in absolutely 100% of what your friends tweet. And I'm like, no, some of my friends tweet absolute fucking shit.
Yes.
Inane shit. They like shit that I think is repulsive. I don't want to see it. So
some people like literal shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, it's just, it's a crazy world being on social media. I mean, obviously it makes it a lot easier for like promotion and stuff like that than, going door to door people saying, can you listen to this, please? But I mean, I couldn't be asked to do that at all.
Well, we should set up a GoFundMe or an OnlyFans site so you can pay for someone to promote it for you.
Yeah. Or, I mean, no. I wouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Wink, wink. Don't tell anyone about the OnlyFans. Codswallop after dark.
Yeah. I thought you were putting it onto OnlyFins.
Oh, yes, that was it, yeah. Just the flippers of feet. Oh dear, I'm talking some shit and bollocks tonight. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit on the tired side, but I'm all right, I'm good. So just quickly going back to talking about the fact that I don't watch the news or watch any, like sort of follow up on anything that's news related. Yeah, well, I mean, my phone was on 3G, so it didn't happen for me, but it was quite alarming to hear quite a few phones going off a few weeks back that we had that test alarm. Did you hear that?
No, because I'm on 3, and 3 are absolute shit. That is fact. You can't sue me 3 because you're fucking shit.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm so fucked off with 3. It's my Codswallop of this week.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get onto that in a minute then, so you can have a proper good rant about that then.
Yeah,
but
I'll continue chewing the table until then.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it was like, and then I went into the office like the following day or a couple of days later because I can't remember what day it was on. But it was, there was this young lad in there, and he's like, "Well, what are the warnings for?" And it's like, because why do we need to start doing these warnings? Because obviously in America they have the sort of Amber Alert if a kid's gone missing or whatever, storms.
Tsunami alerts if you're on the West Coast.
Yeah, exactly. So, but why do we need it? That's what he was sort of saying. And then somebody said, well, what if there's a natural disaster or whatever? And he went, I think I'd rather just not know about it and die than know about it for half an hour. What am I going to do? Say it's half an hour, it's going to happen. What am I going to do in that half an hour other than panic? And I was like, you've actually got a really good point there.
I mean, it doesn't have to be world ending.
No.
So, let's go to the other side of the spectrum where you get something where you can actually go, I can plan around that.
I suppose. What, like Glastonbury Festival's on this weekend? Don't use the A baby beep beep, whatever it's, whatever road it is.
hold everyone in the southwest. Hold your nose. It's going to be a stink fest. There is.
Yeah.
The wind. No, but it could be like a storm warning.
Yeah.
The Met Office actually have got something wrong, and there's a sudden. What they think is going to be just a tropical storm turns into a full-blown monsoon. Yeah,
well, you're going to be screwed because 3 is crap, as we'll go on to in a moment, and you didn't get the warning. I'm on 3G, well, I'm on 4G now, but 3G at the time, and I didn't get the warning. So, there'll be a handful of people that are aware.
That's it. But people like your guy in the office, he would be my Codswallop if I'd overheard that.
Oh, really?
I won't be able to punch him in the face because I'll get sacked. But that just inane bullshit really winds me up. Sorry.
Why does it annoy you?
Because it's just so close-minded. So, why do we need it? It's like, well, just think of the bigger picture. There are things that you may need to be made aware of. It's just the poo-pooing of it is, I just find really frustrating, because then they're the first ones to complain is, but you never told us that this was going to happen. If I'd known it was going to happen, I would have done something about it. No, because you want to bury your head in the sound, you fuckwit. But there is a setting that you can use, because if you'd listen to the fucking news story, you can see you can turn off this setting if it upsets you.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he was. I think he was more questioning, because he's quite a young lad. So I think he was questioning it in the sense of, why all of a sudden do we need this? As in, like, he didn't understand what it was about, kind of thing. I don't think it was more the way that you sort of said, which I agree with. But in this guy's case, I think it was more youth and not really sure why it's happening, kind of thing, rather than being an actual douchebag about it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think, with regards to him, I don't think it was intended in a sort of negative way or anything like that. But
I just got really fed up in the news when I think it was more around and I totally got the issue with crisis and domestic abuse, that people will have hidden phones that they didn't want to get sounding. But again, it was clear messaging on what to do. So just for the sake of a few people who genuinely need that care and that safeguarding is not a reason not to do something. And I just, it got me screaming into my pillows going, why can't I record an episode of Codswallop right now?
Well, let's move on to our Codswallop so you can get it off your chest. Here we go.
Well, I've got that. I've got number 1 off my chest already. So
okay, cool.
Over to you, and I'll come back for 3.
Well, I got 2 too. So 2. Yeah. Desmond
3.
Desmond Tutu. Well, one of them happened today, so I'm going to go with that one first because it's lovely and fresh in my mind. So I've said many a time on the podcast, but just to sort of recap, our road is really narrow. So it's kind of one of the old-fashioned roads. So you get 2 cars either side, and then there's enough room for like a car to sort of kind of tightly go past, really, without hitting another car, Today I pulled up and this boy racer with his friends, showing off with his friends in this stupid little red car. Didn't see the make, but I think it was something like a Fiesta, so it wasn't, it was a blur car anyway. He was literally speeding up the road. He was doing about 30 mile an hour up the road, which I know doesn't sound a lot, but for the average drive of this road, it's only a short road, it's usually sort of 15 to 20 mile an hour that you do, because of what I said, because of these obstacles. But I mean, he didn't hit anyone, but also, you've got loads of like dogs and cats, well, not dogs so much, but cats sort of in the area, just might have been crossing the road at that time, but it was just really inconsiderate and typical fucking teenage assholery. There we go. I said it properly this time. But I was just like, what a fucking douchebag, It's it drives
he's
me
a
nuts.
see you next Tuesday, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. I've been saying that all week as well because of the bank holidays. See you next Tuesday. But it was just very, very annoying. And I mean, nothing happened, thankfully. So nothing bad happened, but there could have been a massive risk of something.
It only takes a 5-year-old to aimlessly wander out onto the road, or even a 6-year-old, or even a full grown-ass adult.
Exactly. Or, like I said, somebody's pet.
Yeah.
Socks could have popped out, into our front drive sort of thing to see. I mean, he doesn't tend to leave the driveway, so that's obviously a good thing. But if he decided that he was just going to stroll out because he saw my car pull up, then, he would have been squished. Yeah. So, Stupid people.
Yeah, speeding in residential areas is just the height of stupidity.
But you could tell that he was like doing it to show off in front of his friends. But yeah, he would have had egg on his face if he did hit someone.
Yeah,
So-
or something.
Yeah, exactly. So, or if I just like decided to open my door because, you know, like it happened so quickly, I could have opened my door, you know, and without realising he was flying up the road, if you know what I mean. So if he'd have taken my car door off, I would have kicked his ass.
Hey, you would have taken more than your door off because he would have panicked and then hit the car on his side as well.
Yeah,
so you would have caused
exactly.
a right little prangette.
Yeah.
Still, you would have got your third car in as many years, I think.
Well, it's not my third car.
I was your second.
No. I think we're on car number 5 now. But
In how many years?
yeah, I was going to say I've been driving for a while. I've been driving for like 15 years, 16 years, something like that. Might be longer.
One every 3 years then.
Yeah, thereabouts. Actually, no, thinking about it, because I'm 40 now, so I think it's 20 years that I've been driving for. So, nearly. So
That's not too bad. So a crash a write-off every 4 years.
No. Well, the first car was awful. It was like the worst car in the world. Renault Clio. I'd never get a Renault Clio again. Ugh. There's nothing wrong with that car, but the experience of my first car, which was a H-Reg, so it was like really old anyway. But I paid like 800 quid for the car itself, and I think I paid 1,600 in repairs for it, and I hated that car in the end. Hated it. And then I got another. I can't remember in what order I got the cars and whatnot, but I got another car, and that did me proud. But then, you know, again, they were all pretty old-ish cars because that's all I could afford at the time. So I had it for about 5 years, and then it started conking out. So I got another car, and then that was my Nissan Micra. I loved that car, and then that was when somebody drove in the back of me, so broke that car off. Then I got my last car, which was a Peugeot, and I absolutely loved that one because I didn't have to pay road tax on it or anything. We've managed to get to Car Corner here.
So did you see how I engineered that?
You did it well. So I absolutely loved that car, and that was the one that was taken out by the deer.
Dear.
I was, poor dear as well, because he did die, or she. But no, I absolutely love that car, and then I've got this one. So this one's okay, but it keeps having problems. But
Well, you have a shinier history than I. I had a Citroen ZX, which my mum gave me.
Yeah.
That I hit black ice, panicked, hit the accelerator rather than the brake.
Oh no!
Hit the barrier and put it down in an embankment and wrapped it around a tree.
You're lucky to have got out of that one.
Yeah. Thank God for seatbelts, eh?
Definitely, yeah.
Well, I hit the tree so much force, the battery went all the way up the embankment, over 2 lanes of traffic, and over the central reservation into the live lane on the other side of the dual carriageway.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a 70 stretch, so I came off the roundabout or about 30, 40, hit black ice, and then, as one does, panics and just stamped the first thing that came to mind, which was the accelerator. So, I then woofed on up to 50 and then kept going as I kept my foot on the accelerator, thinking I was braking. That's it.
Well, that is scary, though, to be fair. That is scary.
That's it. I only fractured my sternum, so... but yeah, so then I had a Fiesta, which I ran into the ground. Then I had it for about 4-5 years, just absolutely ran it into the ground. It was an M-Reg, and I finally sacked it off in 2001. Got a Bora, which again I ran into the ground.
What's a Bora?
So it's what was the Jetta. So it's basically Golf with a boot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then I got a Golf, and then I was going round a roundabout, and bless her, this old lady, Nissan Micra, hit some diesel because there was a BP garage on the roundabout, so a lot of lorries will spill their diesel that they've overfilled on. So she was going around the outside of me. So, I was actually driving nice and sensibly and slow. But she came round past me, hit the diesel, spun in front of me, and literally just span across the front of the car. But it was enough to set the airbags off. So that was an insurance write-off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got another bore and got scrapped. But when I had the Fiesta, I had about 3 accidents in it in a space of 3 years. So insurance was a joy.
Yeah,
for the next 5 years.
I bet. I've touched wood. I've always been quite good with insurance because I learnt to drive. When I passed my test, I was a little bit older, so I wasn't like a teenager. I was like 20 something. So and it was. And because I was a female driver at that time, it mattered. So, I got a bit of discount for being like a female driver and all that kind of stuff as well. So I never really paid through the nose for insurance. I've always been, touch wood, quite lucky. So
yeah. I'll tell you what, when I came back from Germany, I had 4 years of no insurance. Wasn't driving.
Oh, okay. So you didn't have any claims bonus? No claims bonus? Yeah.
Exactly. And I got treated like an 18-year-old. So my car's it's like a 2 litre, it's got 150 brake horsepower. So it's fast, but it's not fast.
Yeah.
And they wanted $2,000. I laughed down the phone at them and said, yeah, go away. Come back. And they went, no, seriously. I went, yeah, no, go away and come back again because I have been driving since 97. The fact that I haven't been driving for 4 years doesn't make me a complete fucking moron.
Yeah.
So I managed to get it down to about 1,400.
That's still a lot though, isn't it?
Yeah. Now I'm paying like 600.
God.
So it's...
Yeah, I pay like £45 a month.
Oh no, that's the year. So
phew! God, I thought you meant it was 600 a month. I was like, Jesus Christ!
No, they wanted $2,000 for the year. I got them down to like 1,400. That was 2018.
Ah, okay.
Here we are in 2023. I think it's somewhere between £400 or £600.
Oh, well, that's
all right for the same car. I'm like, see, I told you.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Yeah.
I won in the end.
The computer says no.
No.
Fuck off with your computer.
Oh, that's kind of leading me to something else to talk about, but we're in the middle of Codswallop, so I'll just pin that for the moment, and we'll go back to the Codswallop because we need to get a bit more angry.
Sorry, I'm bringing it back to the happy place again, aren't I?
Yeah, exactly. God, who knew?
So 3. Oh, I live on top of a fucking hill as well. That's the most annoying thing. So I've always been on 3, even when I lived in the UK previously. I was on 3. So they are genuinely the cheapest provider when it comes to the plans. So, never really need to speak to customer services. So, all in all, it's been a good package. But it seems now, wherever I go, so whether I go and see my mum, go and see my friends, living at home, I get fuck all signal. But if I'm driving to go and see family, going to see friends, and I'm driving through the arse end of nowhere, I can get 5G.
Weird.
Yeah, I live on a fucking housing estate.
Yeah.
Vodafone can pump 5G into my eyeballs. Why can't 3? Now, there is a 5G mast about a kilometre and a half away. But where I am, I get 1 or 2 solitary, measly bars of coverage. And 9 times out of 10, I can't do Wi-Fi calling.
Oh, God.
Just randomly comes up with, oh, actually, we'll let you do Wi-Fi calling. Other times it's like, nah, not interested. But I needed to speak to the tax office.
Okay.
And bless her, this woman, she had the patience of a saint, Yeah.
Other
religious figures are available. But, because my signal was so shit, she could only hear every other word that I was saying. So thankfully, she kind of understood what I was after and was able to just talk at me.
Yeah, a bit like it was when you were talking to me in the car earlier when I was going through the sort of dead zone of like the countryside. No. Yeah.
Oh, if you were on 3, you would have got a signal, no problem. It just when you got home, it would have fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe it's time for you to change your supplier then.
I am. I'm going to go to Voda crap. So
They sound better than 3 though, don't they?
they do. But looking at their plans, it's like I'm a hermit. I make no bones about that. So I've got Wi-Fi, so I don't need all the gigabytes that I used to. When I used to go back and forwards to the office and work 9 times out of 10 away from home. So I barely scratch 3 gig of data.
Well, then, yeah, you don't need much, do you? So
no, so I pay a tenner for that, and then they want like something like 20-30 quid.
Well, I suppose you could always do it if your handset's fine. You could always just do it as not as a pay as you go as such, but just pay for what you use kind of thing. So like I don't know, with O2 at the moment, because I'm with O2, so it's better down here. You could pay like £15 a month, and you get like certain amount of minutes, certain amount of texts and stuff like that for free. Pay just £15 a month, and pretty much that covers most people.
Well, that's the annoying thing. I be paying a tenner.
Oh, okay.
For all you can eat on the minutes of. Sorry, I've got something beeping at me, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Let me start again. Yeah, so I only pay a tenner a month on 3, and that's for unlimited text, unlimited phone calls, and then 3 gig of data. And that's 10 of your finest pounds a month, give or take some shrapnel.
That said, though, you're paying £10 to not be able to use your phone.
I know, and that's the ball ache. But you don't want to be paying 30 quid.
No. Could you look at like O2, or is that really crap there as well?
That's really crap. Yeah. Vodafone are pretty much the only one that's got a decent signal. I think it's because they own the mast that is about 50 metres away from the house.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful puzzle that unfortunately it does sound like you're going to have to cough up another 15 quid. Well, not 15 quid, 20 quid, isn't it? So
I'll do it when you get the blue tick.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I probably will do it, and I'll just suck it up, princess, on the cost. But it's just like, I've been a valued customer for a good long while, because even when I was living in Germany, they had the free, basically it was the at-home plan when you were abroad. Yeah, okay. So when Germany was one of their at-home countries, so I even kept my UK phone for as long as I could. And I think I only cancelled it like a year before I came back for some bizarre reason. So I've been a good customer for a good 15, 20 years, and it's just like... Yeah. They just need to invest in their network. It's just frustrating. So, yeah. Yeah. They need to sort their shit out. They need to sort their Codswallop out. But at least you had something to moan about, though. Imagine if you didn't have anything to moan about. Well, it would have been e-scooters again, because I called the police twice on kids riding pillion on the road. Oh, no. So that saga still continues then, does it? Yeah, and you know what? The police are okay with it, because as long as somebody makes a record, then they've got the numbers to then look at doing something about it. Okay, well, just call every day then, and then, That's it. Well, I don't want to be that guy. Hello, it's me again. Yes. There's 4 of them on 2 scooters. They got a piggyback going on. That's it. Weaving in and out of the lines. No high-vis at all. I can't believe it. They're going backwards on their scooters now. Oh, no. Well, I'm glad that you didn't have to bring up the e-scooters again, to be honest, because, the same Codswallop every week is a bit of a boring one, really, isn't it? And you're not even on that often enough to be every week, but, still. My last Codswallop is... Now, I'm just going to go for it, actually. I was going to err on the side of caution, but I'm not. It's, when you've got podcasts, the professional podcasts that don't sort their sound levels out. That's something personal to me that's probably not many people's annoyance.
But, it's like there's a podcast that the two of us listen to, and they're London-based. So you probably have... they got fish in the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, when I'm driving and I'm... Pardon? I heard you, but what did you say? No, I'm not
English.
No, I'm not a professional podcaster. We're indie podcasters. So, but when you've got the professional ones that pay, I think for the most part, they'll pay somebody to do like the editing or whatever. And then you've got the normal audio of the podcast. And then when they've got adverts, they come up really, really loud. And I just don't understand why they can't just level it out properly. And again, like I said, this is probably just something that's a pet peeve of mine because I put a fair bit of effort into making it sound about the same, and okay, I might not get it every week, but I'm an amateur, kind of thing. But when you're actually doing it professionally, I think, why can't you just take that extra bit of time?
Depending on which adverts, if it's the ones they're reading out, then fair play, because they are editing them in.
Yeah, that's the ones.
But if it's the ones they're not reading out, then yeah, that's not. Because I have the same pet peeve as you, not on the same podcast, but on another podcast.
Okay.
Where their intro is louder than the main podcast. And it's like, dude, the volume of your intro.
Yeah. Is that another podcast that we listen to, or am I thinking of something different?
This is one that is daily and only lasts for 10 minutes. Right,
okay, so it's not the same one that I'm thinking
yes.
of. But yeah, to be honest, I think the one that is, they're an indie podcaster anyway, so I'm just going to bypass that anyway. Yeah. So, yeah.
Or there's the other extreme where there's another one that you and I both listen to, where they are just a teensy-weensy bit louder than everything else that I listen to, even for me as a deaf person.
They're not a teensy-weensy bit louder, James. Sorry, Andy. I'm so used to calling everybody James because it's normally James that I speak to, sorry. Fourth Codswallop. But no, they're not a teensy-weensy bit loud. But I think, they are very loud. But they're also...
boisterous.
Yeah. But then, to be honest, it's, it is quite funny because if I'm listening to like one podcast and I'm like, say I've got it on 15, for example, in the car, so because I'm driving and it's quite loud, the outside, I've got the window open, so it's quite loud outside. So I'm, for this one podcast, and I see that this other one comes on, and I go, oh shit, turn it down. I turn it down to about 9 so I don't get blasted my ears.
I just worry about the small children in my neighbourhood.
What, when somebody's screaming, pencils down?
Yeah. Or if I've already been listening elsewhere and then a certain emperor living inside somewhere.
Oh, yes. For anybody who listens to the Ramble podcast, by the way, we're not having a go at them. We love their podcast, but the volume is quite loud, but they're an indie podcasters, so I'm not really including them personally.
And I only say it because, dear Salties, you should remember I am deaf.
Yes.
In one ear.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, for the most part, why I can hear myself talking behind Andy most of the time.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at the levels going, I can't turn it down because I can't hear her. She would have to shout.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fine. So we've got our little codswallops out of the way there, with a bit of...
another one.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay, go on then.
So I've been to a rugby match recently.
Okay.
I say recently, it was about 3 weeks ago, when we were originally going to record. Mm-hmm. And what I will say is I think it was great to see so many kids being taken to see the rugby, especially women's rugby, which is it's not a fledgling sport, but it's really starting to get its feet.
Yeah.
And even this weekend just gone, the England ladies rugby team managed to fill 60,000 seats at Twickenham. So
that's good.
It's, it's getting up there. But there were two age groups that just clearly shouldn't have been there. There was like the under sort of 5-year-olds who had no clue what was going on.
Yeah. Parents couldn't get a sitter, sort of thing.
Or they just wanted to take the kid for the experience, which I think was absolutely awesome, to say that you were taken to a game at such a young age.
Yeah.
I understand that, but when you have to spend the whole match explaining the rules.
Yeah.
And again, I'm saying all of this as a deaf person. Remember this.
Yeah, okay.
If I can hear this over everything else that's going on, you're fucking loud. And if you're loud to me, you're loud to everyone else. And the thing is, I feel really bad because, like I say, this mum had taken, I think it was their daughter. I didn't look to see who it was and, what type of child it was. But, yeah, so it was really good. But to hear her having to explain everything that was going on to the pitch, it was a little bit distracting.
Oh. And you couldn't move away? Or was that not an option?
No, because it was all fixed seats and it was almost a sellout up front at the Gardens. So it was like 11,000 people there. And the other age group were the tweens who have only gone there to be sociable.
Oh, okay. What, on their phones?
No. And for me, it was worse than it. It was really disrespectful. They were trying to start like a crowd wave going.
Okay, yeah.
Which you typically tend to do when what is going on in front of you is tedious and boring.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough, yeah.
And it wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
It was a really high-scoring match again. Okay, it was against Italy, so we did absolutely crush them. But these players are absolutely grinding it out on the pitch, and then you got these bored tweens trying to get a crowd wave going, and then the fucking stewards are encouraging them, trying to get us to stand up and go woo. And we're trying to watch the fucking game here. So stop taking inappropriate age groups to social engagements that they've got no fucking interest in, please.
No, okay, fair enough. We've got that noted now.
Yeah, but no, I mean, and also it was good that that the kids were being taken by their parents. It was just a shame that they were either too young or not interested.
Yeah. Although, yeah, I mean, that is the problem, isn't it? Trying to, because they're like, oh yeah, okay, I'll come out, yeah, whatever. Oh, here's a TikTok dance.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they've got their own little squad. Because I see it at when Matt and I go and see the Saints games. You've normally got the children who were quite into it when they were, sort of like 6 to tween age, and it's like the family go out, and then of course you make friends with other kids who are there who have also been dragged by their parents. So the rugby's not just about the parents watching the game; it's also about the kids socialising, even if they haven't got any interest in the rugby. But I just thought an international match is slightly different to the domestic home team, where it's still a little bit disrespectful, but also it's a local team, so it's a community team. So if that's what the community is doing, then I think it's okay. But I think at an international game at your local ground, I think it's a slightly different way of being a spectator.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. And I think also because, I don't know, because I was going to say, because typically rugby isn't like a female played game, although it is a little bit more in the sense now. That's almost something that should be like celebrated as well. That, obviously the men, I actually, I've said this to you before, out of all of the sports, I probably rugby is the one that I would sit down and watch, because because the players actually listen to the refs, first of all, and they're there to just play their game. You know what I mean? There's not really much violence and stuff like that I've ever seen anyway. Obviously, when they're on the pitch, they probably do get injured, but of course that's because the nature of the game.
There's a few little slaps and shirt pulling, when the red mist descends because you're in the zone. But it's not like full on fisticuffs every single game. for sure.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? And they don't just go fall down and go, "Ow, my knee hurts now because I got a little bit of grass on it," like football players do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I would definitely recommend you should get down to Exeter and watch because I'm sure Exeter have got a women's team.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I think most Premiership, Gallagher Premiership teams have a corresponding women's team.
One day I might do it. One day. You never know.
So, although ours is strictly not from Northampton, it's from Leicestershire. We've got the Loughborough Lightning who play in our kit. So.
Oh, well, there we go. Changing the subject now because
we're coming out of Sports Corner now.
Yeah, I've got to the end of that conversation. My brain's just gone. I don't really care anymore. And so for those of you who like sports, I've interacted. I've done well.
I've done my best sporty salties.
Yeah, and I think I did quite well interacting, even though I know nothing about sports.
You gave as good as you heard.
Exactly. And do you know what I was fixated on the most out of your entire conversation was there was a lovely little bird in the background who's singing a little song. So I'm hoping that gets picked up on mic because it sounds like a lovely little robin or something, just doing a lovely little tune. And I was just sitting there listening to that and thinking, Andy will stop talking soon so I can listen to this robot. Robin even more.
There you go. Apparently I just ramble on now.
Well, you do, but that's why we need you. So, it's all good. It's all good.
She only wants me for my ramble.
Exactly. And he only wants me for my Jaffa cakes.
You are my Jaffa pimp.
You're welcome. Oh, he's singing still. Can you hear it? I know it's stopped.
I can. Yeah, I'll send my cats round your way.
No, it's at your end. It's not on my end.
Oh, I've got a window open. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's lovely. It's really nice to hear, little birdie. But yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, I've had banging.
Why have my cats eaten it?
Because they're good.
Really?
No.
Are you thinking of someone else's cats?
But no. And I was just thinking over the last month or so, obviously I had a birthday. It's been my 40th. I'm still 40, so that's good. I survived. I've got some lovely, lovely presents. And a couple of the Salty Tadpoles sent me something as well. I got some flowers from one and some chocolates from the other.
Oh, were those laced ones we were warning you about last time?
Yeah, no. Well, they were the ones from Nathan. Nathan sent me the chocolates from his job. So he works in a chocolate factory. So they could be poisoned. He always gets excited, as you know, when you're on the podcast. So maybe he's trying to kill me off so that you come back onto the podcast more often.
Well, Nathan, if you want to hear more about cars, more about sports, just, ask Nick.
Please no. But I did actually think you said then ask Nick rather than ask Nick.
Oh, yeah, ask Nick.
I got a birthday tattoo, which was absolutely lovely. I really love it, so that's good.
I really liked that moth. I've never seen such a beautiful moth in all my life.
It's a beautiful butterfly with a rose and then 2 daffodils next to it. But no, that was my mum and Graham and my brother and sister-in-law gave me some money to get that done. So they paid for that, which was good. And so I put the daffodils on to symbolise my dad because he was Welsh. Yeah. So, yeah.
No, it is a nice tattoo.
Yeah, well, I'm pleased with it, and that's all that really matters. Although the feedback from one lady at work was, "Oh, it's very big." And I was like, "Does that mean you like it? Or does that mean it's horrible and it's big?"
Yeah.
But I was like, "Oh, well, I don't really care."
I need to say something. That's very big.
Yes. I was like, what's that mean? So when you get your hair cut, "Oh, you've had your hair cut." Silence. And it's like, yeah. Does it look like shit?
They can't say, "I wouldn't do that."
Well, I just wanted to observe the fact that you've had a haircut. Yeah.
Your change in your appearance has been noted.
Yeah, and my training has gone well as another thing. It's gone fairly well, so it wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was going to be, but we may have to do some more pre-recorded episodes for June, because I'm going to have to be in the office again all week, every day for the entire month apparently, but I wasn't in the entirety of April, so I don't know what's going to happen there, so we'll have to see. We'll play it by ear, but you'll still get content, don't worry, Mr. and Mrs. Salty Tadpoles. And Mrs.
Even if it's me just talking by myself about, my daily routines.
Yeah. Running round roundabouts and...
Phoning the police. Oh, I could do live recordings of me complaining to the police about yet another e-scooter.
You could.
A day in the life of Eeyore.
Yeah. Hell, we could even get, James on and do, a three-way, the three of us. Woo!
And that would dispel the myths that we are one and the same. Yeah. And that I was originally always a clone, and now you've just decided it's cheaper in these... financially constrained times just to have one and just switch the voice between us.
Yep, I know. It's a wonder what I can do with my talents, isn't it?
That's it. You're wasted in customer services.
I really
You need your own hollowed out volcano.
I really do. You're right. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much us all caught up and stuff. But the other thing...
Bye.
Yeah, bye. The other thing that I was going to briefly talk about as well was obviously we've got the coronation coming up this weekend. So yeah, the king's now a king as of yesterday. So congratulations, Kingy. Yeah.
What's all this bullshit about having to speak an oath? Did you speak the oath?
What's the oath? So no, obviously, but
well, let's dispel the myth. This is a pre-record.
Yeah.
We're all being invited from the comfort of our own homes to speak aloud an oath of not allegiance, but something of a similar stature.
Oh.
Like why?
What have we got to say then?
I guess we have to follow along what they say.
Oh.
Or at the cathedral, assuming that there's going to be, subtitles. And hopefully a bouncing ball so people get the cadence right. Amen.
Yeah. You're going to get people to do that when they're at home. Yeah, but
that there's going to be some who are going to get really caught up in it, and
I mean, to be fair, I probably will watch it, only because it's quite a historical event, so it's kind of one of those things that it's like, oh, I know I'm going to get bored halfway through and go out, so I'll probably end up watching maybe 10 minutes of it on YouTube later on. But I think also because it is quite a historical event, because obviously I never saw the Queen get queened, so but yeah, I'm not really that bothered. But the reason
So you're happy to watch the king get kinged then?
Yes,
you didn't watch the queen get queened.
No, exactly.
What about Prince being princed?
No. Or a princess being princess.
Princess.
Yeah.
That's it. We've all seen the prince being unprinced.
Ooh. Not with those big floppy ears, no. But anyway, before we get onto a royal conversation, I know that neither of us would, but like I said, I probably will watch it because I just think it's probably quite a historical event. But I know I definitely will get bored halfway through because it's going to be so religious, and I'll be like, oh, what's with this bullshit? I can't be arsed now.
Yeah, Matt and I are going to be racing at Road America.
Ooh, nice.
So, in our virtual sim world. So, yes.
Nice. And that's fair enough. But the reason I bring it up anyway is because our work is doing on this Friday coming. So not yesterday. 2 days ago for Podcast World. Yeah, we were going to do a little fancy dress type thing, and I'm probably not going to bother going in because I can kind of do my own hours going into the office at the moment. So, but they're putting food on and stuff like that. But I still really can't be asked to drive the hour to go up. But I was kind of thinking, what's typical sort of British costumes, that people can wear? Because that you're going to get your Spice Girls and you're going to get your typical boring ones, like somebody just dresses up as if they're going to a royal wedding or whatever, and all that stuff. But no, I was thinking of doing I've forgotten the character's name, but Little Britain. The one, not with the blackface, don't worry, or the gay in the village. But no, I was toying with the idea of what was the fat girl with the pink suit?
Vicky Pollard.
Vicky Pollard. Yeah, I was thinking.
Yeah, but no, but yeah. Yeah, but no, but yeah. No, but yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing her, or doing the person at the computer that goes, computer says no. But I was like, I really can't be asked to even invest in something for the for the costume or whatever. But yeah.
Do you know what would be really annoying, but would absolutely make me laugh if anyone ever did it?
What?
A Morris dancer.
I used to be a Morris dancer when I was a kid.
Have someone with those, we got the calf belt with all the bells on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just someone fully belled up. oh, let me just print this out. Ching, 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 all the way down the office. Oh, trips.
Oh no, I need me hanky.
Yeah. Skippity hop, skippity hop.
But no, I used to be a Morris dancer when I was a kid, by the way.
But there's nothing more English than a Morris dancer.
No, you're quite right there. I'm thinking I might go in on Friday and be a Morris dancer just to piss people off.
And just make sure that you stood behind Carol when she's on the phone and just be, hopping from one foot to the other.
Well, we have to be careful now because we actually have got a Karen in the office. So
yeah.
You did say a Karen then, didn't you? Not Carol.
No, I said Carol.
Oh, I thought you said Karen. Sorry. Okay, well.
Yeah, Karen messaged me and said, "Don't ever talk about me again." I'm like, all right.
No, she wouldn't do that. She wouldn't listen. But
it was Breakfast Mandy. Sorry. Am I the arsehole? No. All right, Mandy.
Oh no. Right, let's move on to some stories of the week because I'm getting to the point where I'm doing a bit of a chair wiggle because I need a wee. So I'm only going to go with one story now. But have you got one story or two? I can't remember.
I've got one.
Okay.
And I've changed it.
Okay. So in that case, because I don't know what your story's about, do you want to go first?
Yep. Hungry South Korean student.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm not going to do the whole thing like that because I'm going to let you go to the toilet.
Yeah, thank you. You asshole.
Okay. So you want me back for another episode, yeah?
Yeah. I might let you come back for next week's episode because we might have some guests on that you've arranged.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, hungry South Korean student takes banana from Maurizio Catalan's art installation from wall and eats it. The artwork, called Comedian, was part of an Italian artist Maurizio Catalan's exhibition, We, or W-E in caps.
I mean, I do need a wee, but do you have to remind me?
Yeah. We are so sorry to remind you. At Seoul's Liam Museum of Art, and consisted of a ripe banana duct taped to a wall.
Oh.
Some would say his artwork is good enough to eat. Or perhaps this was just a case of forbidden fruit.
Oh, is this from the Metro?
Nope.
Oh.
No, this is from Sky, so it should hopefully have an ending.
Oh, okay.
But Maurizio Catalan became the victim of his own artistic greatness over the weekend after a hungry South Korean student ate a banana that was part of his art, one of his art installations. The artwork, called Comedian, was part of Mr. Catalan's exhibition at Seoul's Liam Museum of Art. Feeling peckish, art student Noi Hun So from Seoul's National University ripped the banana from the wall before devouring it as a snack in front of shocked onlookers. He then taped the peel back onto the wall, with the museum later replacing it with a fresh banana. The incident was recorded by the student's friend and lasted more than a minute. The student told the museum that he ate it because he was hungry. It happened suddenly, so no special action was taken. The artist was informed of the incident, but he didn't have any reaction to it, the museum spokesman added. Videos posted online show... That's it. So.
I was going to say, surely that's the end of the story. It doesn't sound like it. But that also reminds me of, you remember that, I think it was one of the latest Banksy ones where it was a woman who was throwing a man out, and it was just, there was this dumpster that was there. And basically there was like a pair of legs that were graffitied on the wall. And there was a lady who was like throwing the rubbish away, so to speak. But somebody had moved the dumpster.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, fuck, you've ruined it.
I think they replaced it 3 or 4 times, didn't they, to keep getting taken away?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And I was like, no. Oh, poor Banksy. Even he has to suffer for his art as well.
That's it. But it looks like he didn't eat the original banana.
Oh.
No, because the banana is being regularly swapped out every 2 to 3 days.
I suppose it would have to, wouldn't it? Because otherwise it'd go a bit black and ganky, wouldn't it?
Well, that's it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So,
Wasn't that fun?
It was fun. It was wonderful. Let's move on to my story. Mine is also about something that is eating something that it shouldn't be. So we're on a very food-related episode or stories of the week, shall I say. So this one is Moose on the loose casually tucks into popcorn after sneaking into a cinema. And there's a little video of it which looks quite funny actually. Although they say moose and it is a moose, but it hasn't got antlers, so I'm a little bit disappointed that it didn't have antlers.
Is it a moose loose about the hoose?
It is. It's a pretty common occurrence to see people munching on popcorn in the cinema lobby. But one cinema in the United States had a rather unusual patron. It is patron, isn't it? Not patron. Anyway, don't matter.
Patron.
Person, but that's not actually a person. A baffled employee was captured staring from behind the counter of the cinema in Alaska as a moose entered the lobby and started eating popcorn. It's a moosery. What filmed the animal? Yes, it's the metro. Sorry, guys. It's a moosery. What film the animal intended on watching, though, as it left shortly after eating its fill. The animal visitor entered the cinema on the evening of April 19th and was spotted eating out of a bin. Woo. Adult male moose. Oh, here we go. This is the facts that are going to bulk it out a little bit for everybody. Adult male moose can reach 6 feet tall at the shoulder and weigh up to 1,400 lubs. And I know it's pound, but I like to say lubs. Lubs. So there's no way it could have sneaked in and out of the cinema to grab a snack without anyone noticing. CCTV footage captured it walking past the queuing area towards a staff member smiling bewilderedly. Behind a counter. After turning and spotting a large bowl of popcorn, it chewed down for about 20 seconds until the bowl fell to the floor. There's lots of pictures. A few minutes later, it was seen wandering around the queuing, basically around the queues, before leaving the way it came out, back out of the front door. So obviously the same way it came in, like they've said. The cinema posted a still from the footage to its Facebook page and said, "Everyone loves the movies, as witnessed by an unexpected guest to our theatre last night." And one commenter responded, "He wanted to see if theatre popcorn was all it's cracked up to be," while another said it was time to quit propping. It's time to quit propping the door open. Another just simply replied, "Whoa, only in Alaska." The end.
That was the least aMOOSEing article I've ever heard.
Well, it was until you get the people's comments that are absolutely crap. So, yes, your pun was very good. Yeah, your pun was very good, though, I have to say.
Thank you. So you're aMOOSed.
I was aMOOSed, yes.
Hey, we're all aMOOSed. Title episode? Title episode?
It might be. It might
episode
be.
title even?
We'll sure be aMOOSed. aMOOSed. I want to see if Sure will sponsor us. If I say it enough times, I bet that moose sure knows what he's doing.
He surely does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right, that's it now because I really need a wee. So,
Are you sure?
I am. I'm absolutely sure. I'm sure that I'm going to wee myself otherwise. I'm absolutely sure.
Hey, chicken chicks like I'm a coke, are you sure?
Yeah. I don't know what that was, but there you go. Oh no.
That was Yogi Bear.
Oh no.
Smarter than the average girl, smarter than the average man. That wasn't Yogi Bear.
Yogi. There you go. Right.
So have we been talking enough Codswallop yet?
I think we've been talking enough Codswallop this week, Andy. I have been Gemma.
I have been Andy.
You have. And bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.